Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. We shall start with our first participant tonight, which is Alvin from Malaysia. Alvin, good evening to you.
Namaskara, Ajahn. I don't have any question, just listening today, Ajahn.
Okay,
Thank
next is from Penang, Malaysia also, Kek Yen So.
Ajahn, good evening. I'm listening tonight. No questions.
Okay. Go to Levan, I think from California.
Hi, Ajahn. I have two questions. First is like, is there a purpose in life when, if I consider that we have to go through many rebirths, like repeating the same things over and over again? And the second question is there some, can we choose our family, or I don't know how rebirth, you know, like
Can we have one question at a time first? Because okay, you want to know the purpose in life?
yeah, because sometimes I feel like it's kind of meaningless in
Well,
some way.
you have to first ask yourself, why are you here in the first place? Do you know why you're here?
I don't know.
Okay,
Ignore.
so there's no purpose really if you don't know.
Oh.
See, when you go to some place, you have a purpose, right? You go to food, you go to market, you want to buy some chicken or some vegetable. You go to school, you want to study. So there's always purpose when you do something. But if you don't know what you're here for, so there's no purpose for you then.
I just know that I want to learn. So okay, I see.
No, I think what I'm trying to get at is that if we don't have the Buddha's teaching, we don't know what's going on with ourselves, really. With the Buddha's teaching, the Buddha said our birth, our continuous rebirth is caused by our cravings, craving for sensual gratification. So we go after the sensual objects. And in order to go after sensual objects, we need to have a body which have the sensual organs, the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and the body, so that we can then access the sensual objects, which are the form, sound, smell, taste, and tactile objects. And this is why that's why we are here today. And in this world, we exist in this sensual plane of existence because we have sensual cravings. We have sensual pleasure cravings. This is what brought us here. And it will keep bringing us back because no matter how much you have access to your sensual objects, you will never be satisfied. You will never be content. Your sensual cravings will never disappear. So when your body dies, the mind which comes and possesses the body will be driven by the sensual desire, sensual cravings to go get a new body. So this is why we are here. There's no purpose. The purpose of us being here is to satisfy our sensual craving, our sensual cravings. And this will keep us coming back again and again. No matter how much you have access to, you can become the president, You can become king, but it's temporary, right? Then you die. When your body dies, your desire to have more of this doesn't die with your body. So this desire push you, which is the mind, to go look for a new body. So you keep coming back again and again for endless time. You will never ever stop these rounds of rebirth until you come across the teaching of the Buddha, which tell you what caused you to have birth, have rebirth. And if you want to stop rebirth, you have to stop your sensual cravings, sensual pleasure cravings. And in order to do this, you have to practice charity, morality, and meditation. So it's up to you what purpose you want. You want to continue with going round and round in this cycle of rebirth, then you just go after what you want to, what you want to have, what you want to see, what you want to hear. But if you want to stop this round of rebirth, then you have to practice charity, morality, and meditation, which will stop your sensual pleasure craving. Okay. So the purpose is now for you to choose. There are two choices, two options: to continue with your rounds of rebirth or to stop your rounds of rebirth. And in order to stop your round of rebirth, you have to stop your sensual cravings, your sensual cravings. And in order to stop your sensual cravings, you have to practice charity, morality, and meditation. Does this answer your question now?
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, what's your second question?
The second question is like whether we have a choice of like which family we want to born with, like in the future. But I think this is not important. So now I got this first question.
Yeah, it's not, you cannot control this process. It's like driving your automobile and you stop at the intersection and you find there's a car in front of you, a car to the left of you, behind you, and to the right of you. And you say, I'd like to meet them again in the next time I come back to this intersection. You think you'll meet them again next time? The likelihood is probably no, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm just curious. There's some people born in very good family and some born in broken families. So I'm just curious in the process that do we intentionally have some choice?
This you
this
have
whole,
choice. It's a general choice. It's not a specific choice. But the Buddha said, if you do good karma, you're reborn you have a better birth, better family, better wealth, better status, and so forth. If you do bad karma, did bad karma, you have bad status, bad everything in life. That's why we have people who have good things and have people who have bad things. And this part of it, not all of it maybe, but part of it is because of the karma we did in the past. Given an example of the Buddha, before he became born in this last life, before that he was one of the, what you call his name, he was the Pavecha Santara. He was born as a rich man, but he gave his wealth away when people ask for help. If they need something, if he can give them something. So he did a lot of charity. And from this act of charity caused him to be reborn as a prince in his last lifetime.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you still have to reborn next time and you want to have a good life, a better life, do a lot of charity, and also don't break the precepts. Don't kill. Don't steal. Don't cheat. Then you will be guaranteed a good birth next time as a human being. But you still have to get old, get sick, and die, though.
Mm.
But if you don't want to
So-
get old, get sick, and die, you have to go meditate and stop your cravings.
Mhm. Mhm.
So you have a choice now. Many
Yes,
choices.
yes.
If you still want to be reborn, you can. And you want to have good birth, you have to do good karma and avoid doing bad karma. But if you want to stop rebirth altogether, then you have to practice meditation, bhavana. Become a monk or a nun and keep the 10 precepts or 8 precepts or 331 precepts, I think, for bhikkhuni. This is to stop your craving, see. All these practices are designed to stop your craving.
Mhm. Yeah, there's not many opportunity for bhikkhuni in America, so I will have to look around. Yeah.
No need to become a bhikkhuni. You can practice as a 10 preceptor or 8 preceptors. It's the same thing.
Okay. I don't think they have.
The precept is not that important. What's important is the meditation practice. Mhm. But the precept has to be a minimum of the eight precepts, at least 8 precepts. But you don't have to go become a bhikkhuni. If there's none, then don't worry about it. Mhm. Don't make it the cause for you not to practice at all.
Yeah, excuse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Ajahn. So helpful. Thank you.
All right. Hope you now understand better what is your purpose in life is. Okay. Next, Kenneth, Professor Ken from Biel, Switzerland.
Namaskar, Ajahn. Kap.
You went to visit the monastery again with Claudia.
Yes, I went on Sunday. Did you hear about that?
Now someone sent me some photos.
Oh, okay. Nothing is secret these days. Yes, Ajahn, I have a question, actually a practical question relating to the monastery. If we see a monk, or we know a monk there, is it appropriate to make a general offering like, Bante, if there's anything you need, I'll provide it? Can I say that to a monk?
Yes, if you like to, or you can be specific and maybe indicate the items that you will be willing to offer. Like if you need transportation, I'll be willing to pay for your transportation. If you need robes, I'll be happy to give you robes. But if you have an open, then he can ask you anything. It's up to
Okay, so
you how to make your offer. And the time also, the time duration of the time. This offer, like they have sales in the market, you know.
limited time. Yeah, I was just wondering if it's okay for the monk to accept that kind of open.
Yes, because the monastic code of conduct prohibit monks from asking for things from people that is not his relatives or someone who has offered their offering before.
Okay.
So if he asks you and you didn't tell him before that you're happy to give him what he needs, then he's breaking the precept, the monastic code of conduct.
Okay.
But he can tell you in a roundabout way, though, that my robe has torn up and I don't know where to get a new robe, for instance. He's not asking you, but he's just telling you his problem. Then if you want to be charitable, you say, okay, I'll be happy to get you a new robe for you, something like that.
Okay. All right, that's very clear. I just didn't want to do something that would compromise.
No, for a lay person,
sense.
you can offer your your help, your assistance, whatever you want to offer, you can do that.
All right.
All right. We have a friend
thanks.
from, I think Mike from New York, right? You have to go to work early. So if, in case you have any question you'd like to ask, we'll go to you first tonight.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay.
Thank you, John. It's so nice being coming to this before work every morning on Tuesdays. I've been really enjoying hearing everyone's questions, and your insights are always very valuable to me. I guess my question today will be about my meditation. I typically, in my meditation, I will start off with kind of sending thoughts of goodwill at a certain point in my meditation to the people who are close to me, and the people who are far, and the people who have been mean to me, and then to all living beings. And then at another certain point in my meditation, I think to all the people who have died recently, or who have passed away, or who in my whole life, and just to the people who have come to me and passed away. And sometimes at the end of my meditation, if it's going really well, I'll even be thinking of someone right at the end of the meditation. And I guess I was just asking from you, is that a healthy way to be meditating? I know the thoughts of goodwill are, I learned that from Dhamma Bhikkhu as a way to settle the mind down, to make the mind more quiet. And then this, kind of giving merit or thinking to those who died has kind of been just a way of kind of meditating on mortality in the middle of the meditation to kind of ground me. But is that a wise thing to be undertaking during my meditation, or is that something that is distracting me from the higher purpose of my meditation?
Well, if you haven't yet have any mindfulness, and when you start meditating and your mind is still quite restless and agitated, then you can think about these things to sort of reduce your agitation and restlessness. But ideally, you should try to develop mindfulness before you come to practice meditation. So during your day, whatever you do, try to be mindful and try to stop thinking as much as possible. So that when you meditate, your mind isn't agitated or restless. Then you can go right into your meditation. Whether you're using mindfulness of breathing or using reciting a mantra or whichever method you use, you can go directly to it without having to go through all these rituals. It's really like a rituals in a way. Unless you find it helpful to calm your mind down, then you can do it. For me, when I first started, sometimes I couldn't watch my breath, so I recite the Four Foundation Mindfulness Sutta in English, and sometimes I recite for about half an hour, until my mind feels more calm and ready to meditate, to watch the breath. Then I switch to watching the breath. All of this in meditation position. Instead of when you start meditating and you cannot focus on your meditation object, then maybe you have to recite something. Like for you in your case, you might want to reflect on loving kindness. You can do that until you find your mind is more or less ready to focus on your meditation object. Then you can stop your contemplation or your reciting, and then keep focusing on your meditation object only. But when you start, if you can go right straight to your meditation object, then you don't have to do anything. Because by focusing on one object, it will be the one that will keep your mind calm and become still eventually. Can you pretty much get the idea?
Thank you, Brother John.
Okay. Is that all for you today?
That's all for today. Thank you.
Okay. I'll go to the next person on the queue, which is Claudia from Switzerland also.
Good afternoon from Switzerland, Tana-chan. No questions today. It was a very good time at the Dhammapala monastery and talking with Kenneth, and it was a really good time, and I'm looking forward for the next time to be in the monastery. It was very quiet, very calm, and yeah.
Did you stay overnight or you just
No,
for the
no,
day?
for the day, yeah.
Just
for-
go in the morning to offer food?
I went in the morning. I didn't offer food, but I did a donation.
Mhm,
I was spending money to support the monastery.
mhm. And you stay there for a while listening to Dhamma talks, talking to the monks?
No, I did not talk to the monks. So Kenneth and I had a very clarifying talk about my question from last week. It was very helpful. And I spent quite a while in the big meditation, not so big, but in the meditation hall. It was beautiful. And after that, I spent another hour in the library that I enjoyed very much. I like the library very much, especially the books from Ajahn Mahabua.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was a very good day.
So it was a day trip for you.
Yes, yes, yes.
You drove there, you drove up there.
Yes, with a train. My
Ah.
husband did stay at home because he was sick, but he told me I can recover alone.
Mm.
So I took the train, and yeah, it was
Okay.
beautiful.
Not too far from where you live.
About 2 hours by train, about 2 hours.
Okay.
It was also a very quiet ride in the train, almost no people there. So I tried to use that time also to meditate a little. It's a little difficult in the train when the landscape is so beautiful. But I enjoyed the silence very much.
Very good. So you can always go there anytime you like. Then you can
Yeah.
do it on just a
It's
day
a
trip.
blessing.
Very good. Maybe next time also stay overnight and do some meditation.
I hope that in summer I will feel strong enough to keep the 8 precepts. 7 are easy. The precept not to eat after lunch is not so easy, but I really want to work hard on myself.
Yes.
And I was talking with Kenneth about that. And so if Kenneth will stay for some days in the monastery, and I also could stay for 2 or 3 days, I would go there when Kenneth is also there, that he maybe can motivate me not to eat after lunch. So I think I need a good Kalayana Mita to support this in the beginning.
Well, I think they don't have any food after lunch in the monastery anyway.
Yeah, but at the central stations they have. So I really need to.
Oh.
I need a lot of strength, because this is the most challenging precept, but I really have the will to do it. I really want to do it in this summer. I hope so much that I will have the strength.
Yes. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
Hope you can do it.
Yeah, I will keep you informed.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Is that all?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, I'll go to Bangkok now with Jordan. Jordan, how's your Thai? Sawadee krab.
ท่านอาจารย์ สวัสดีครับ
Sawadee le.
900
Okay. So
สบายดี
how's everything
ครับ
okay?
Yeah, everything is school is going well. and I went to visit Wat Boan last weekend.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I can't stay there. They don't have the same accommodations for lay people that they did in the past.
Hmm.
But it was still very nice to go and visit, and I had quite an adventure actually. I went and I brought some food for the meal offering, and I met a monk there who took me to see a senior monk to inquire about staying as an Amiraman, and I just wondered if you might know these monks, and then eventually I got to speak with the abbot, which was very nice, and so unfortunately I can't stay there, so I'll have to find an apartment. But I did get I got the contact for a couple of people who lay people and a couple monks at the monastery of Ajahn Nippon.
Ajahn Nippon up in the northeast, I think in Lai,
Yeah.
I think.
So that's one of the teachers that I was interested in going to stay with for some time after my courses are finished. So now I have a contact.
Good. You just keep searching, keep asking around for. Once you get to that monastery, you can also ask around for some other monastery, similar monastery.
Okay.
But you heard of Ajahn Martin Monastery already, right?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah. You were all, I guess, already at Wat Yan when Ajahn Martin started with Langta Mahabua. Is that?
Yes, I never stayed with him at Wat Pa Banta, but I think he came to visit me once at Wat Yan a few years ago, if I remember correctly.
Okay, so that's an idea.
Or maybe not. Maybe my memory is not a little bit good on this point.
Okay.
But you just go ask around from one monastery to the next, and you eventually find the right monastery for you to stay.
Okay.
When you were at Wat Bhawan, did you meet any Westerner monks?
Just when I was about to leave, there was a monk I was told he was from England. He came out of his kuti, and but he was sort of in a rush. I might go try to see if I can talk to him next time, but he was on his way to somewhere.
Is he an old monk? His name is John, I think. He's an old monk. Is he old or is he young?
Yeah, he's old. He's older. He just sort of came out and walked by. I was spending time with Kruba Vipassi from Nepal, and this monk.
I think when he first came, he came to Wat Yan, and then I recommend him to go to Wat Bhawan, and that's why I think he stayed. You see, he must be there for almost 20 years or so now.
Okay. Well, I'd like to go and talk to him another time.
Yeah, just you can stop there, visit during the day when you're free.
Okay. I think there are two monks at Ajahn Nippon Monastery that are French Canadian.
Okay.
That could be they speak English, so that could be hopeful. Maybe there are a couple English speaking monks there who knows, but I'll go there.
Just have an open mind. Just go look around.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any question tonight?
I was wondering, Ajahn, about so I've been experimenting with sometimes using a Suba practice in a way, like looking at sort of images of the body in various stages of decay to help with sexual desire, and I know that's not sort of like a deeper asubha contemplation, but I was curious about what it is like, what asubha practice is like when it becomes more internalized, I guess, when at later stages.
It
How
means
is what is
you have sort of installed it in your mind. So anytime you need for it to come up, you can call it up right away. So like if you see somebody good looking and you start to have sexual attraction toward them, then you should recall your asubha images up. If you can do that,
Okay.
then you can stop your sexual attraction at that point right away. But if you forget, you forget your super images, then you can be driven by your sexual attraction toward that person.
Right.
So the goal is to see these super images as much as possible until you stay in the back of your mind all the time. So whenever you need it, you can bring it up right away. As soon as you know you have sexual attraction, you have to bring this up right away to stop your sexual attraction.
That's a really preventative medicine. I think you gave me advice in the past, and I need to work on looking at those asubha images more often, maybe 3 or 4 times per day, to help
Yes.
them be sort of more ingrained.
Good.
So
Try to contemplate on this if you can. But if sometimes you feel bad about it, then you should stop for a while first.
Okay.
Sometimes your mind is not ready and it can react negatively.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else?
I just I wanted to just relate when I went to Wat Boan, how in the main entrance when you come through, there's a really large golden Buddha statue with statues of some venerable Ajahn in front of the Buddha there, and they're all covered in gold leaf, And I was looking at them, and I really got a sense that it just struck me how the Dhamma of the Buddha is the same as the Dhamma of the Sangha. I felt good to realize that. And is that true that it's the same Dhamma, is it not?
Well, the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha are one and the same thing. See? They all talk about liberation from suffering or nibbana. So if you either see the Buddha or study his teaching or talking to a monk, a noble monk, they were always talking about getting out of samsara and go to nibbana. They won't teach you anything else. They only teach you to go to nibbana.
And their enlightenment is the same, is it not?
Yes, they have all reached the same destination, which is nibbana.
Yeah.
And they say this is the best destination to go to visit, to go and live forever. Never return to this world of suffering. Okay.
The goal. Okay.
So don't forget your meditation while you still have to study Thai, huh? Do it together.
Okay. Yeah, I will, Ajahn. And I'll take 8 precepts as often as I can. I would like to at least on the weekend.
Yeah. And try to stay inside as much as possible also. Only go out when you really have a purpose a need to, not just to go loitering around.
There are so many reasons to go to 7-Eleven. I don't. Most of them aren't really good reasons. So.
Try to make a list of everything you need before you go, not just go every time you need something.
Okay.
Make it a point to go maybe only once a day or once a week or something, and just get what you need, and then.
Okay.
Because if you don't curtail your activity, you'll find it difficult when you become a monk. Because when you're a monk, you're not allowed to go anywhere. You have to remain in the monastery. Only go out during alms round only.
I understand. Okay. Yeah.
So you should try to live as a monk as much as possible now, even when you're not a monk.
Okay. Yeah, I think otherwise it'll be too much of a shock to the system.
Yeah, right. You make yourself prepare yourself ahead of time before, so that when you become a monk, it's not so much of a change.
Okay. Last week I was able to keep the 8 precepts for the whole week, so I want to do that more often.
Good.
As much as I can.
Good. Do as much as possible.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, Ajahn.
Okay, I'll go to your father now from Toronto. Trevor, your turn. Your turn.
Good evening, Ajahn. Very nice to see you again.
Yes, good morning to you.
Yes, I don't have any questions today. It's very nice to see Jordan and looking happy, and I hope he finds a place to live in Bangkok today, and soon, for his teaching, for his classes. It must be hard living in a hostel, trying to be quiet and study, and maybe someone in this group will put a word out, and someone they know in Bangkok will offer him a nice place to stay. That's my hope. I'm to report. I am regularly meditating, and again, it's the highlight of my day. I'm really enjoying it, and reading Dhamma books, and I'm really feel I'm in a good place, even though my Dhamma teacher is gone. My son is in Bangkok. I'm trying to make him proud and follow through with my my practice. And one thing arising from the conversation, from the questions of when I thought, maybe it's better not to come back in a good family with status and wealth, because wouldn't it be harder to turn your mind away from that and leave it all to practice? I'm thinking that would be a heavy burden, really.
I think so. If you study the biography of most teacher meditation masters, they all came from poor family, farmers family. Ajahn, Long Ta Mahabua, they all came from the rural area of Thailand.
Right. Okay, that makes sense, because I think it would be very hard to if you're surrounded with wealth and everything is going your way,
That's right. If you're happy, if you're comfortable, what do you need to go look for anything else, right?
Right, and there's no suffering. You're not suffering. Well, I'm not suffering. This is great. But I'm glad I'm not surrounded with wealth and from a wonderful family and all the rest. I would maybe not have come along this path as far as come across this and found it interesting and found it attractive. So I'm very, very thankful to you, and I'll wish you the very best, and hope to see you again soon next week.
Okay, nice to see you too.
Stay healthy and bless you.
Okay, thank you. Next, Titima from Bangkok.
กราบนมัสการค่ะพระอาจารย์ I practice to have mindfulness all the time and keep my 8 precepts for 4 days a week, and I don't have any question.
Okay, good. Keep it up.
Thank you.
All right, go to Penang. Christine Koe.
Good evening, Tanajan. I have no question. I come in to pay respect to Tanajan.
Have you gone back to the monastery yet? Not
No.
yet. Why not? What stopped you from going?
Kilesa.
Oh, your defilement.
Chinese New Year, greed, hatred, and delusions.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Every time I come to see Tanajan, I feel like you have to practice. It's like knocking my head out, ring the bell. Okay, you have to continue practice. I love to come to pay respect to Tanajan.
Yeah, also after I tell you, then you should go.
Yes. Last time when one of the master Long Po from Thailand, he used to bring us to graveyard to overnight meditation since every 1st of Lunar. Now Long Po went back to Thailand, so my 8 precepts also gone for the Chinese New Year.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So I come here like pay respect to Tanajan and reminds myself I have to keep on practice again. Now Chinese New Year I only practice one thing, Dana Ang Pao only.
Okay. I hope your 8 precepts come back soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good. Go to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Philip.
I have a question tonight. I was reading through the Theravada ordination process, and after a there are questions that the ordinator will ask the person who wants to become a monk. There are, I think, probably about 10 or 15 questions like that. Some of it, do you have like tuberculosis? Do you have like boils? Do you have eczema and things like that? Does it mean that all these questions has to be answered no or in a correct format in order to become a monk?
Yes, you have to tell the truth. Whether you have syphilis or not, or gonorrhea or not, you have AIDS or not. So that we have to screen people. We don't want to get people with contagious disease into the Sangha.
Okay. So I mean, like things like eczema. I mean, to what extent is that eczema? I mean, sometimes you get eczema when you get a bit of dust on yourself. Is it constitute a no to the Sangha?
I think you have to worry about it when you want to be ordained, and then you can talk to the preceptor yourself. Okay. I'm not informed about these things to give you the answer.
Okay.
But generally, people who come to Wat Yan to ordain, they were required to do 2 extra screening. One, to get a health certification from the hospital that you're that you're healthy, have no disease, contagious disease, like AIDS or things like that. And then you have to be screened by the police that you have no criminal record also.
Okay.
This is additional to the Vinaya, to the monastic, to the ordination procedure.
Okay.
Due to the change of time,
Okay. Okay. So there is a I'm not to say weird question that it was inside that. There's one of the questions that are you human? I mean,
I guess because during the Buddha's time there was some non-human who can disguise as human to become a monk. So they have to check whether you're human or not. See?
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So because I was scratching my head. Why was the question? Are you human?
Yeah.
Okay.
But don't worry about this thing. I think some of them are out of date, but this thing sometimes they just answer ritually more.
Right.
Just do what the preceptor tell you to do when you are there.
Okay.
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 All right.
Then.
All right. I'll go to California now to Stalin's wife. Hi, how are you, Mrs. Stalin?
Doing all right, Ajahn. My question is on contemplation. When I contemplate, I always use the Paticcasamuppada. And now when we go through that process until the five senses that has already come into birth with this body, right? So at the feeling, when we contemplate, we use the five aggregates, and when we contact, we use the five aggregates to bring about birth again and again with every thought, right?
Well, I think this is not the way to do contemplation. This is more of just give you the general picture of how the mind works.
Okay.
Or how the defilement works.
All right.
What you want to do is contemplate on the nature of the body, the feeling, and the mind in the fourth Satipatthana Sutta.
Right. So at the feeling, when we contemplate on the feeling, when we don't react, then our feeling is neutral. So then we don't create any karma then.
You should not react to your feelings. That's the goal. Good feeling, bad feeling, or neutral feeling. Just let them come and go, and do not react to them with attraction or repulsion.
Right. So every time you don't react, or
just merely know when you see something and gives you good feeling, don't react with the desire to get that thing. See.
Oh, okay.
Or when you hear something that you don't like, don't react with anger, for instance.
Right.
Just leave it, everything. Just keep your mind calm in equanimity all the time. Then you can stop your cravings this way.
So if you are not reacting, you are at equanimity.
That's right. And in order for you to have equanimity, you have to have jhana. You have to practice meditation to get into jhana.
Yeah.
Then you can leave everything alone. You can leave the body alone. If the body should get old, let it get old. If the body should get sick, let it get sick. If the body should die, let it die.
Right.
Because this is the way the body works. You cannot change it. It's impermanent, right? It keeps changing.
Right.
It's gonna get old, get sick, and die. It's anatta. It's something that you cannot control or stop. It's, anatta means nature, no person. It's the work of nature.
Okay. So I have learned to let go, and I have noticed that by doing that, I reduce the tanha.
That's right. You will prevent your tanha from arising.
Right, right.
If you accept the
Then you-
truth, if you accept the truth of the body as being anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Yeah, I have noticed that if I don't react, then I see that I don't get involved in whatever that I don't like or what I like. So in that way, I have learned to be peaceful.
That's right.
So I'm doing the right thing, right?
That's right. But sometimes if you have to react with compassion or loving kindness or with rationality.
Right, right. So it's important to develop the loving kindness and
Yes, the
compassion.
Brahma
Dhamma
Vihara.
viharas.
If you find reacting can be problematic, then you just use equanimity. Just remain non-reacting.
Non-reactive. Okay. So I have to still improve on my meditation and
Yeah.
and
Contemplate everything as being anicca, dukkha, anatta.
yeah, I used to be able to go to jhanas very easily when I was much younger, but now it's difficult.
It's not your
as I-
age. It's not your age. It's your mindfulness. Really, that's the main problem.
because I used to always be mindful. When I used to even drop the children in school, I used to be in the car contemplating on the breath, and I could do that for a long time. But now it's difficult more. But I'm trying very hard to keep on practicing the same way.
You have to
I used to
bring.
keep I used
Yes.
to keep to the 8 precepts also once in a while, and devote the whole day meditating and doing all that, but I haven't gone back, so I had to start doing it again. Go back to the 8 precepts again.
Come back to the 8 precepts and mindfulness. These are the important practices that will give you the jhana that you need.
Right. Thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
very much. Ajahn.
You're welcome. How is Stalin? Is he okay?
Yeah, I think he's coming. Right.
Okay. Must be cold in California now. You still have the
yes.
storm?
Oh, yes, it is. It's quite cold, 49 degrees Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
And also, but during daytime, sometimes it is hot. And it's terrible weather. And believe it or not, it rained for 4 days continuously, which
But
is quite
no flooding for you, though.
no flooding here, but down there, San Jose, that area, and down in San Bernardino, that area, there was a lot of flooding. Tana, Ajahn, I wanted to ask you a question, but regarding the Vinaya, now among there's a Parajika Kamma, so he's thrown out of the order. Can he immediately again get into the order?
No, he cannot return now. Once he breaks the four parajika, he's no longer welcome back into the Sangha.
That's what I thought, because a certain monk says that he tried to take the example of that in the sutta, the other monk who left the order 6 times and the 7th time came in and becomes an arahant. But I don't think that monk left the order because, not because of what he had done, but because he couldn't continue as a person.
That's
Sorry,
right.
yes.
That's right.
So therefore, Parajikama, once it is done, you're finished. There's no more entering into the order.
You're not welcome back into the order.
You are not welcome back.
Because the likelihood of you being a good monk is almost non-existent.
Exactly. That's what I thought. And another question, Ajahn. Now, the Bodhisattva, when the Bodhisattva is born, he has not attained anything at the prior to his birth. But some believe that the Bodhisattva was a Sakshadagami because he quoted that this is my last birth and no more births for me, I have broken the rafters and so forth. So for him to say that, he should be a Sakshadagami. But then again, the question arises, if the Bodhisattva was a Sakshadagami, how can it be in Vidyaditi for 5-6 years? Because once you are a once you are a Sakshadagami, you are always in right view. So therefore you can't, from right view, you can't go back to wrong view. So isn't that a wrong idea? That is number one. Number two thing, it is also said that the Buddha, he attains enlightenment in his last birth. Because if he had been an Anagami Sakshadagami, then he will not become a Buddha once he is born. So am I correct in that the Bodhisattva has always has to be a non-enlightened person?
That's right. That's right. The Buddha, when he became a monk, he wasn't enlightened.
That's right. And because in the sutras also he says, when I was not yet enlightened, in the sutras it starts like that. So therefore this understanding or this belief that he was a Sakshadagami is all wrong. I debated this with another monk. That's why I asked for confirmation. I asked you that. Then that's about it. Other than that,
Okay.
As far as
it's better to stop debating and try to do your own practice. It doesn't do you any good.
No, it was really not a debate, but it was a thing that I just said, but it can't be so because once you become a Sakshadagami, it is an irreversible thing. You go forward, you don't go backwards. So that's all that I talked about. Then another question. There in the meditation, there is this some try to say when you meditate, sometimes you will get this what you call they refer to as the nimitta. They refer to it as a nimitta. In fact, maybe they are referring to sometimes you get this vision of a bright light and so forth. And they keep on developing the nimitta, make it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But I don't think that is the crux or the idea behind the meditation. Not to build that nimitta, but to look at it in terms of the anicca dukkha anatta aspect of it. Am I right in that?
That's right. Just look at it in terms of anicca, anatta.
Okay.
They come and go. Don't worry about them. Don't pay attention to them.
Exactly. So that's those are the three questions that I wanted to clear it from him. Another thing, Ajahn, can you remember when I met you for the first time? who gave me a book.
Okay, it's called the last birth, last life.
Last words, yes.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there is no English translation of this book, Jeremiah.
No, there's none. It's just
There's nothing.
a collection of all the enlightened monks that the Ajahn Mahabu mentioned.
Yeah, and unfortunately, there is no English translation here, and it's so difficult. And I was, can you tell me the name of
Oh, Ajahn Chan Lian, he's still alive. He's in Udon Thani.
I met him. We were fortunate enough to meet him. And Ajahn Luampo Lee of Ajahn Mahabuba's disciple.
Yes.
Luampo Lee. Then Ajahn Nanan, Ajahn Tan, Ajahn Piak, and Luampo Lee Chitadamu. We were fortunate to meet that 7, including you, 7 of those great teachers. So at that time, and I just wanted to.
Yeah, that's me. Huh?
How old were you at this time?
Oh, I don't know, 20 years ago, maybe about
50 years
50,
ago.
40 something or 50.
No, I thought I'd just show this to the audience also, that they are fortunate enough to be able to question and talk to a monk who is there in this book.
Okay, good. Thank you for your demonstration. All right.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, stay healthy, okay?
You too. Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Dubai with Aparajita.
Good evening, Ajahn.
Good evening to you.
I have no questions. I just wanted to also pay my respects and be in the meeting.
I saw your brother came in early on, and I know he's out of the room. I don't see him anymore.
No, he's there. I see him. He's there.
Maybe
Yes.
on the next page. Okay.
Yes, he's there.
Okay. All right. Good to see you. Keep
Good.
on meditating.
Yes.
Okay. We'll go to New Zealand with Anura and Ramya. Have you started your journey yet?
Namaskaram again. So we are leaving tonight.
Tonight, huh?
Yeah,
So,
very
tonight
looking forward.
You mean later this morning?
Today is Wednesday for us. So
I see.
we are leaving tonight.
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, yeah.
Okay.
We would arrive in Bangkok Thursday afternoon.
You have to join the group from Singapore first, right?
From Perth.
From Perth.
So we will meet at Singapore, yes. Yeah. So we are so fortunate to see and pay respect to you, Ajahn. So yeah, we will come to your monastery on
see you on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, this time. Okay. Yes.
All right.
So lucky, no question, Ajahn. So our respect to you. Thank you. Yeah.
Have a safe journey.
Yeah, and Ajahn, so is it possible for us to get the English Dhamma books?
Yes,
Ajahn Mahabu's biography.
If you come, you have to. It's not in my kuti. I don't have them. But maybe I'll ask the assistant if they have some in English book. I think there might be some. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But if you want, there are more of them in the dining hall.
Yeah.
So you might have to walk over from my place to the dining hall, which is about maybe 200 meters away.
Yes. Yeah, we got most of your books last time when we visited the Chion Sala.
Chion, yes.
Yeah. And also Kunjo kindly sent us some books. So
yeah,
really grateful for all the
Okay.
support. Thank you, Tanajan. Yeah.
See, if you can walk to the dining hall from where I stay, and it's in the corner behind the counter. There's some English books you can just pick up as you like.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Tanajan.
All
See
right.
you.
See you then. Okay, Kok Seng from Singapore.
Greeting Prajan, respects to you. Prajan, just two questions. The first one, when I'm doing preparation for lunch for my family, I noticed that now I'm able to, when I'm wipe the kitchen tabletop, I'm able to avoid the ants. So this reminds me that what you had mentioned earlier, to be mindful so that I don't kill the ants when I'm wiping the table. And when I reflect on the first precept of refraining from killing, so what the Buddha is trying to teach us is that this training rule of refraining from killing is we have to perfect it, especially for those little creatures like insects, all these things. We will have to perfect it slowly because insects, they are very small and is very deep, and compare with members like human beings or animals is more difficult to make sure that we do not kill them. So we have to be very, very mindful so that we do not kill the insects and not breaking the first precepts.
Yes, it forces you to be more mindful. It's not good to kill any being, whether small or big, because every being wants to stay alive. No one wants to be killed. So you kill them, you're hurting them. Okay.
My second question, Praja, is that I noticed that after my lunch and after I have washed the dishes and then I will sit down on the sofa and then I will just may turn on the YouTube and watch for about 1 hour. So just one, and it is a way of I so-called relaxing after cooking and washing, which may be a bit tiring. So just want to check, Ajahn. So by watching some of the YouTube videos, is this considered as an act of indulging in sensual pleasures?
It depends on what you watch. If you watch Dhamma talk, it's not. If you watch entertainment, then you are indulging in sensual pleasure.
Okay.
So watch Dhamma talk, watch the Dhamma video. It gives you knowledge. It makes you smarter, makes you more intelligent.
Okay.
Okay.
That's very good. Thank you, Praja.
Go to Celia next from Peru. Celia, how's everything in Peru? Okay, peaceful and calm.
Good evening, Prajan. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, things are fine. It's really hot, not so much as in Thailand, like 10 degrees less, but for us it's extremely hot. It's the hottest that there is in our summer. So yeah, people don't feel very good. But apart from that, things are relatively stable. I don't watch lots of news actually, because things have been so political and stable in the last years, and it was really not good for my mind. So I just got almost all of the news. So yeah, only when there's something very big, my friends tell me so that I don't know. But otherwise, yeah.
Politics is the same everywhere. There's always fighting.
Yes, it's amazing. But I've always been very much into politics when I was little. So since I was 10 years old until now, many decades afterward, it's the same things and the same discussions, exactly the same thing, only repeating
never
and
end.
repeating.
Yeah, you can never
Yeah,
solve any problem.
yeah, there's nothing to do there. Yeah. Well, Prajan, I had actually some questions for today. My first question is about offerings to the Buddha. I understand that when you make offerings of candles, of flowers, of incense to a monastery, that helps to keep the place alive, and it can be a help to other people who want to worship. No? So that I understand. And of course, giving requisites to the Sangha, I think it's extremely wholesome. That I also understand. But what happens when you offer food or requisites to the image of the Buddha, no? Like to a shrine? Sometimes in some groups or cultures think that you gain a lot of merit by doing this in itself. So my question is, did the Buddha ever said that it was very wholesome and it created a lot of merit to give requisites to his image?
No, never. He never said that. He never even encouraged people to make image of himself. He said that I am not the image that you create. I am the Dhamma. If you want to know me, study my Dhamma teaching.
Yeah, that makes sense. But there are lots of images of the Buddha everywhere, no?
That's
Like in the
because
monastery.
it became a tradition, but it's all out of misunderstanding. They didn't know that the Buddha actually didn't encourage anybody to create any image of the Buddha. He said, if you want to worship me, follow my practice following my teaching. See, there are two types of paying homage to the Buddha by giving by incense and candles or support the monastery. This is one way. The next way is to practice meditation. This is the highest form of paying tribute to the Buddha, he said. Patibat Bhuja.
Patibat Bhuja, okay.
So practice dana, sila, and pavana.
Yes, but then in Dana, for example, there's, as I said, there are some cultures that I've learned that give a lot of importance to this. No, they think that there's a lot of merit, but I see also how it can be, no, because it's like a sort of Dana, like it fights against the stinginess of your mind, and it promotes generosity, no, by giving something. It's only
Yes,
that.
but it has to be sensible also. The Buddha image cannot eat the food that you offer.
That was my doubt.
Yeah. So if you want to pay tribute to the Buddha image, then you use scent of flowers, candles, and incense. That's all you need.
Okay.
But if you want to, you can give the food to the poor instead of giving to the Buddha image. Then this is way more sensible.
Yes, that's what I thought. No, they needed more. The Buddha is not, and anyway, the food is going to go to to someone who needs it finally.
That's right. You have to be sensible. You know, wisdom is sensibility, common sense.
Okay, good. Many thanks, Brian. I have also another question about karma. So I understand that if somebody doesn't like me and treats me bad, that can be because of my karma, or that can be because of their karma, no? That I understand it. Maybe I did something wrong to this person in our lives, and I'm just have to endure the fruits of my actions. But
Yes,
what happens when,
Go
what
ahead.
happens when it's a group of people that are treating you really harshly, no?
Mhm.
That is a little bit more difficult for me to understand, because especially when you don't know these people, no? Like, I wouldn't say out of nowhere, but yeah, there are no sensible reason that I can understand for this. That's also like karma, when it's a group of people or groups of people, when they just don't treat you nicely.
Well, see, karma is not only the cause that people hate you or dislike you. Yeah. Karma is one of the factors. Like maybe in your past life you did something wrong, or you were enemies before. So when you meet
With
again,
all these people.
no, I don't mean, I'm just giving you an example of,
Okay.
of the effect of karma that can cause people to dislike you. Maybe not all. If lots of people dislike you, maybe because it's because of their own prejudices. So this is different from karma.
Okay.
Maybe because they don't like your race, your whatever. You know, people
Yes.
like your religion sometimes they dislike you because of your religion. And this is not karma, it's just their prejudices.
Okay, so I shouldn't see everything like karma, no?
Not everything. You have
But it's my
to,
karma how I react to that.
if you meet another person and he or she dislikes you, then it's probably your bad karma. You had bad
Yes.
karma with them. Then you try to use loving kindness to deal with them, if you can. If you cannot, then just use equanimity.
Do not react, no?
Yeah, just let it be. Even if they're gonna hurt you, and if you cannot escape from being hurt, then just let them hurt you. Maybe this will then stop them from hating you or trying to hurt you again. Once they have
What
done what
was
they want to do, then once they're happy, they're satisfied, then they'll stop coming after you.
and if they continue
Then
coming after me, I
it
continue.
means your karma hasn't been repaid.
Okay, that makes sense. Yes. Okay, yes, I can work with that.
Even an arahant has to die because of his karma. The venerable Mokkhalana, I think he got killed, even though he had psychic power and he could use it to prevent him from being killed. But he said he couldn't stop the bad karma from coming after him anyway. Only
Very
way
strong
for the
karma.
bad karma to expire is to let it take its course.
Okay. Okay, I can work with that.
All
Okay.
right.
Many thanks. One more question. It's about what you said in the last week about Kalyanamitas. You mentioned that it was good to be always secluded and that your only Kalyanamitas are your teachers. No? Okay with that. But
That's
what
your,
happened?
Yes. Go ahead.
But what happens when sometimes I see people online or I talk to people and they have these amazing spiritual qualities, like I just see them and they have this calm demeanor and just seeing them makes my mind calm, or very generous people that just give and give without a second thought, no, or expecting anything in return, or that just have a lot of metta, they radiate a lot of metta. So I think this is quite inspiring to be around these people or just to see these people. Should we not consider this, it doesn't matter the name, but people that are good for your practice and that maybe you should go a little bit out of your seclusion and to the external world just to get a little bit, I wouldn't say involved, but at least to be around and create these good spiritual qualities for yourself? Or it's
Well,
always good to prioritize seclusion?
it depends on the level of your practice. If you're not yet ready to be in seclusion, then you might have to meet people and do something to release some of the stress that you might have. But if you can manage to practice and alone and not deal with anybody, then that's better. So it's up to you.
Okay, but if one is more advanced, then it would be better to be secluded. Then,
Yes, right.
as I understand it.
Yeah, if you find that if you enjoy seclusion, then that you don't need to have anybody to be your friend, because friend can be a problem also.
Yes, yes, because yeah, you see the good part, no, but definitely sooner or later there will always comes things that just get into your mind, and
or maybe because they're good and it makes you feel bad when you don't see
yes,
them.
yes, sometimes yes, or they just
You become
are not so
attached to
interested
them.
in coming. Exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
you become attached to them.
Yes, yes,
That
yes.
can be a problem also. See.
Yes, I
So
see that.
if you want to become enlightened, it's best way is to be alone. Like the Buddha, he had the 5 ascetics following him all the time while he was trying to become enlightened. Then one day they left him all alone. Then he found it much more, easy
Very
for
good
him to
enlightenment.
practice, and he won't have to worry about them anymore.
Interesting. I should remember that also. Okay, many thanks. It was only that, Prajan.
Okay.
Take much care. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Alfredo from Sao Paulo. Ubeka, equanimity.
Hi, Bante.
Salud.
Oh,
How are you?
good. I tattoo your name in my sangha.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Buddha in my leg. Yes, I
Okay.
meditation, but I practice meditation. Not
Good.
many friends, not many words. More calm life.
That's right. If you're happy alone, then you don't need to have any friends.
Yes.
But
okay.
it doesn't mean that you are antisocial though. If you have to meet people, you should always be nice to them.
Yes, at night I like to be dancing. No.
You still have sensual pleasure. Enjoy
Yes,
sensual
yes,
pleasure.
yes. Yes, a little, but it's good.
Okay. All right.
I like to change the terms on times and times.
Mm-hmm.
Change peoples. It's good, Neband,
Mm-hmm.
to know other peoples.
Yes, it's good
good
to
in
know.
Brazil. Now is carnival. The people is very exciting. Brazil is
Yeah, it's a sensual pleasure carnival.
yes. It's good too. It's good too.
Okay.
It's good. It's good to see the people's happy, Neband.
Yeah.
It's normal.
But the Buddha said the happiness for meditation is much better.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
The way to samadhi is about if you think is a karma, but is more karma than past lives.
Well, past life can have effect on your meditation. If you have practiced before in your past life, then it will be easier for you this life to do it. But if you hadn't done any meditation before, then you have to start from the beginning, see? So that could be harder.
Yes.
But this you cannot do anything about it anyway because it's already past.
Yes. Effort.
Yeah. So just do it anyway. Try to do as much as possible.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Bante.
All
Your
right.
your voice is very good, Bante.
Good, huh?
Yes. It's more loud.
I'm just recovering from a cold, so I still have this kind of not normal voice. It becomes
Yes, but it's
somehow
more
louder.
loud.
Yeah, it can become
More
somehow
louder.
louder.
Yes, it's better.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go to B Ravin from Bangkok.
Hi, good evening, Prajan. I hope you recover soon from your cold.
Thank you.
Yes, so Prajan, I have two questions. The first question is on meditation. So when I meditate, sometimes when my mind becomes a bit flustered or not still, I try to use metta to calm the mind. Is this considered a good method to calm the mind? I find that it relaxes my mind and makes me kind of let go of everything.
Well, if it works for you, then it's fine. You can do it.
Is metta considered an object of meditation in addition to the breath?
It can be, but not as good as the breath. It doesn't get you into full concentration.
Oh.
I don't think it will get into you to the fourth jhana. I might get you to the first jhana, maybe.
Oh, I see. So the breath is the best way.
That's right. Or the mantra Bhutto Bhutto.
Understood, Prajan. Then my second question is just regarding the seventh precept. I noticed that it's slightly different for Samanera and for eighth precept. The practice is this. I noticed that there was one section on entertainment and one section on dressing up and using perfume. So what are the difference between the two?
Well, the seventh precept is actually the two precepts together.
Oh.
If you keep the eighth precept, then they'll separate these two. And then you have, and then you add another one is not to carry any money, not to possess any money. But as a lay person, you cannot do this. So they cut off the 10th precept, which is possessing money, and then combine the 9 with the 7 with the 6 or something, combine them together. And then you only come up with just 8 precepts instead of 9 precepts. Somehow maybe they like that number 8 and that number 9. So actually you're keeping 9 precepts when you're keeping the 8 precepts.
Oh.
But they combine 2 together, so it becomes 8. But it's actually 9 precepts. See, the 10th precept, which is the possession of money, is for monks or novices. They don't need to have money, and money can be harmful to them because they can use them to serve the purpose of the defilement. So it's better not to have money for monks or novices.
Understood. Yep. I was just reflecting because I know Thanajan, you mentioned often to try and keep the 8 precepts. For me, I feel that the 7th is the most challenging, especially with, entertainment or watching TV.
Yeah, especially with the Super Bowl.
Oh, I didn't watch that. But
Oh, you didn't watch that? Okay.
But I saw the news. So you follow it more closely than I do. But other sports, yeah, I'm tempted to watch. So I realize it's tougher. I know other people may find precept 6 or 8 more difficult, but for me, it's number 7. So yeah, I was just reflecting on that.
Okay. See, the reason why you want to abstain from these activities is because then you can have the time to go meditate, to go practice mindfulness. Because you need a lot of time to do this in order to achieve the result. Okay.
So it's considered a distraction from meditation.
That's right. They are distraction or obstruction. It's one of the five hindrance, sensual pleasures, enjoyment of essential pleasure. It keeps you away from meditating.
Yes. And is that also why when we take the 8 precepts, the 3rd changes from no sexual misconduct to no sexual activity?
That's right. Then instead of sleeping with your friend, your partner, then you should go meditate instead. You need the time, see, that's why you have to stop all other activities. So then you can have the time to meditate. Okay?
Yes. Understood, Prajan. Thank you.
Okay. We'll go to our next participant, Tan Jian Wei. Tan Jian Wei, where are you from? Can you hear me? Okay.
Hi, Rajan. Good evening. I'm from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur.
Can I help you? What can I help you?
Firstly, I will say hi to Aparajita. We met in India when we went to pilgrimage together.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are talking about which Ajahn we like the most. And then Ajahn, yourself became our favorite actually.
I see.
And I always follow your WhatsApp chat we receive every morning. So I always read the question and answer, which I really appreciate. I wish to say my gratitude to Ajahn.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I have one question about blessed water.
Less water.
Yeah, blessed water.
Oh, blessed. Okay.
Yeah. Is it really effective, or is it like more to faith rather than?
Yes, it's just water. It doesn't do anything. It's just what you make of it. That's all. If you think it's holy, it's holy. If you think it makes you rich, it will make you rich. You know.
Okay, understand, Ajahn. One more question about meditation. When I was meditating in Sarnath in January, I didn't go through deep meditation, but actually I can feel that there is images floating by, like a monk wearing maroon color robes. So I just wanted to check how to differentiate between your mind playing tricks or really you can feel the images.
Usually for most meditators, it's just your mind playing tricks. In order to see the real thing, you have to pass the fourth jhana first. You have to get into upachara samadhi, which you have to go through the fourth jhana before you get there. So most of the time, I think it's just the mind just creating these images because you're not mindful enough. See? If you're mindful, watching your breath or reciting the mantra, then these images will not arise. Okay. Is that all?
Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
All right. I'll go to Diana then from Wales.
Greetings, Tanajan. I was thinking about when if someone hurts us and we feel upset or angry, really it's just ego that's upset, isn't it? And if we think of that as non-self, they can't actually hurt the essential knowing mind. They can only hurt, it's just the perception by the body.
That's right. You're actually not hurting anybody. The body is just a four element. The mind is a knowing element. So if you hurt, then it's your delusion that is being hurt by the concept of a self in yourself, in your knowing element. So you have to get rid of this self concept and say you're not a self. You're just a knowing element. You're just known. Someone who can know, who can think, but there's no someone behind this thinking or knowing. I should say something that can know and something that can think.
Yes, it's interesting. These feelings we get are so powerful, aren't they? They overwhelm us, but that's our lack of equanimity.
Mm-hmm. Yes, once you have equanimity, you can control your knowing element from reacting with a self. It was just reacting with knowing instead of reacting with a self. See, when you have equanimity, you stop your delusion from working. You stop your love, hate, fear, and delusion from working.
And if we do feel really strong emotions, is it using mantra probably is the best way to go, is it?
That's right, because sometimes watching the breath is not strong enough. Using the mantra can be more effective. Like when you're in pain or if your body in pain and your mind keep wanting to get rid of the pain and creating more stress for you, then you should try to recite Bhutto, 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 Bhutto to stop your mind from creating this desire to get rid of the pain.
Mm. Mm. Thank you. It's
Okay.
helpful. Thank you.
All right. You've been practicing.
I try. I'm not doing as well as I would like, but I do try. Every day I listen to Dhamma and usually sit, but only for a few minutes, a few times a day. I could do better, I think.
Yes, but from your question, it seems like you seem to understand what's going on.
The Dharma, I find the Dharma talks, and I was reading, you recommended that app, Ati, the Access to Insight.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I've been reading on there as well, and it is helpful.
Mm-hmm.
It's
a
just
very good source for the
yeah.
Theravada Buddhism.
Yeah, and it's the challenge is to put it into practice, isn't it?
That's right. First you study, now you know what to do, then you have to apply it in your practice.
Yeah.
Get mindfulness and jhana, then everything will go smoothly after that.
I keep trying. I will try to do better.
Okay, just keep trying. One day you'll get there. Okay, I'll go to Indonesia with Intan. Hi, Intan. When is your trip to Wat Yan?
On Friday.
On Friday.
Tuesday I go to Thailand. So I stay one night in hotel in Pattaya. Friday I go to Wat Yan.
This coming Friday. Okay.
Yes.
I'll see you then. Any question?
Ajahn, I want to ask to Ajahn, in Mangala Sutta, Buddha say associate with wise person. In now, many person have many definition about wise person. So what is the Buddha mean, wise person?
Someone who understands the law of karma, someone who knows the Four Noble Truths and the three characteristics of existence. These are wise people.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
Okay.
See you on Friday.
Okay, see you on Friday. Next, Belinda, back from Wat Yan to back in Singapore now.
Good evening, Ajahn. It's the Lunar New Year.
What?
It's the Lunar New Year.
Oh, Lunar New Year. Okay.
So, one is real, one is not real. Not real.
This year is the year of the tiger, right?
This year is the year of dragon.
A dragon. Okay. Dragon.
Dragon. So
okay.
one is a real orange, one is not a real orange.
Okay.
But both are illusion, you see. One is, I can see it changing. One is the fake one. It doesn't seem to change, but it's still no substance. So I wish Ajahn good health.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, hope you recover soon.
Okay.
I didn't have much time to meditate at Wat Yan. As I was about to start meditating, and it was time for me to pack up. And then this coming Thursday, there will be online retreat with Ajahn Anand. So I'm thinking maybe next time, if I can drop by Wat Machan, then I come over to Wat Yan.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Just find the right temple for you. If Wat Machan is good for you, just stay there. No need to come to Wat Yan. It's not important. What's important is what is good for you.
But I'm planning to go up to the North Malaysia part, a temple that I've been there before. I think the setting is probably suitable for myself, where I could not. I'm quite familiar with the place. That was 10 years ago when I was there. So hopefully, then I can minimize interactions but the Bantes, they are different. The teachers there are different. But Ajahn, I feel it's important at this stage. I need teachers who are able to guide the defilement, especially when it comes up.
Yes. If you cannot do it yourself, then you need someone to help you.
But to find a suitable teacher is not easy.
Well, you just have to keep trying. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I'll go to quickly now because we're almost out of time. We'll go to Swean Check next from Vancouver.
Greetings, Ajahn.
Greetings, Ajahn.
Yeah, no question. This okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
You can talk a little bit if you like. We have 20 minutes or so, but
I'm just happy to see my friend Debbie. Ajahn, Debbie's here.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. She looks different again. Before, when I last saw her, she had no hair. Now she's back with her hair.
I'll grow a little bit, yeah.
Okay, you have no question?
No, I just want to hear. I want to hear if Debbie has a question.
Okay, I'll go to Debbie then.
Okay.
All right. Hi, Debbie. How's you? Wow, you haven't seen you or heard from you for a while.
Namaskaran ka, Ajahn. I'm well, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay. Yes, I was just spending 5 weeks at a Buddhist monastery in Ontario, Tisarana. It was very good. Naomi is also there. She's staying there until the end of March. She stayed for 3 months. I had stayed for 5 weeks. It was very good. Now I'm back. And well, just trying to adjust. I realized my youngest son gets into a little bit of trouble when I'm away. So I just have to find the right balance, how much I'm allowed to go away, how much I should be doing. I call it Jesse meditation because his name is Jesse. So it's like, okay, I'm going to do Jesse meditation, give him so much attention and make sure he does everything. But eventually I know he has to, take care of himself, but he's still only 11 years old. So I know I have to help him. Ajahn, I don't know if you have any advice for me how I can get a balance with, my own personal meditation, which, I feel much more calm and peaceful when I go to a monastery and stay there. But then I don't want to neglect, my children. Thank you.
Well, you need to give them all the time that they need, so you just have to see how much time they need from you. If you feel that when you leave them, they are in good hand or they can look after themselves, then you can leave them for a while. But if you feel that when you leave them and they can be bad or something like that, then you might not have to. You might have to stay with them more. Just look at how they behave. Understand?
Yes, I understand. Thank you very much, Ajahn.
Sometimes you just have to sacrifice your own time for their benefit, because they're still young and they're not able yet to distinguish good from bad, right from wrong. So it's your job to teach them to distinguish good from bad, right from wrong, and then you can maybe leave them for a while to see how they do alone without you. If they seem to be doing okay, then maybe you can leave them longer or something like that. But now your priority is to teach them and look after them until they can look after themselves. Or else you'll be neglecting your duty as a mother. Okay.
Yes, I understand. Thank you. Very clear.
In the meantime, if you cannot leave them, then you just have to meditate at home whenever you can, or practice mindfulness, or practice the Brahma Vihara. When you're living with people, you have to practice, metta, karuna, mudita, and upekkha. So that you don't lose your precious time doing everything else, but not Dhamma. So you have to change maybe from not as much meditation to do more mindfulness and do more loving kindness, compassion, and sympathetic joy and equanimity. Is that clear?
Very clear. Thank you so much.
Okay. Just think of it, maybe it's not too far away. A few more years and they'll be gone to college or something, then you can probably be free and do whatever you like. But now it's your karma. You're paying the consequence of your karma. The consequence of your sensual pleasure cravings.
Yes.
But don't be mad or be angry under your situation. You just have to accept your fate and try to make the best out of it. You can always be happy under any situation if you just let go of your cravings and accept the status of the situation that you are in. Okay?
Yes. Thank you so much.
All right. Good to see you. I hope you have a strong mind and able to cope with everything that you have to cope with.
Thank you so much.
All right. I'll go to Gary now. Gary from Singapore. Gary also spent 1 week here at Wat Yan a couple of weeks ago.
Good evening, Ajahn. Hope you get well soon.
How was your experience here? Did you find it enjoyable?
Yeah, in fact, the first few days were quite cold, but I enjoyed the situation part, especially in the evening. In the beginning, it was try to settle in for the first few days. And subsequently, when I got used to the environment, I did not need a candle. I thought I need a candle. I lit a candle for the first, I think, 3 to 4 days. Then afterwards, the moonlight was, once the eyes get acquainted, I just do my chongkong without
the light. Huh?
Without
just
the
use
light.
the moonlight. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bright enough.
Yeah, it's bright enough. And the last few nights were better when I practice. I mean, I'm trying to.
Next time you have to stay longer.
I think I should.
Yeah.
I think I should. Looking forward to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No question tonight?
Questions. Okay, Ajahn, sometimes when there's aversive feelings arises towards, like aversive emotion arises towards someone that we perceive as unfriendly, when we notice of such emotions, we just watch it as
Don't
it
react.
is. We do not react.
Don't watch, because the more you watch, the more you want to react. So try to ignore it by reciting a mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto.
So don't watch it, just recite the mantra.
Just try to forget it. Try to concentrate on mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto instead.
Okay. Right. Thank you very much, Ajahn.
All right. Next, Samanji from Sri Lanka. So I keep you waiting.
Hello, Ajahn. Nice to see you.
Yes, nice to see you too.
I wish you speedy recovery. I heard that you are down with a cold. Yes.
Yeah, I'm almost well now.
Yeah.
All the fever is gone. So
Happy to hear that. Yeah. I have a couple of questions, Ajahn. now, like in many Buddhist countries, we have a bhikkhu order, but no bhikkhuni order. Like why aren't like there are so many women who are interested in Buddhism and who follow the path of the Buddha, but there's no bhikkhuni order as such. Why is that, and why aren't so many people are interested in it?
Well, I think because people is more attracted to the status than the practice. Because being a bhikkhuni seem to be more respectable than being a 8 preceptor or 10 preceptors. But they forget that the point is not being a bhikkhuni or being an 8 preceptor. The point is to be able to practice the Noble Eightfold Path.
And what I mean is there's no bhikkhuni order, there are bhikkhus but no bhikkhunis as such in countries like Sri Lanka. I don't know how it's in countries like Thailand, but in Sri Lanka we don't get bhikkhunis, only monks, actually, not nuns. That's what I meant, yeah.
That's right. In Thailand, it's the same way. We have the same Theravada tradition. And as far as Theravada tradition is concerned, bhikkhuni has disappeared 1,000 years ago. So you cannot just reestablish it by yourself.
Okay, what can we do to revive that bhikkhuni order?
You cannot, but you can practice as a 8 or 10 preceptor and become enlightened. And then you can still be a teacher. Like Mechi Gal, we have one of this Thai lady who keep the 8 or 10 precept, I think. And she became enlightened because she studied with Ajahn Man and Ajahn Mahabua.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's not whether you are a bhikkhuni or not, or a Mechi or 10 or 8 preceptors. It's what's the more important is, can you practice meditation and develop wisdom and allow you to become enlightened? That's more important.
Okay. And also, Ajahn, I have one more question. Actually, I have 3 more questions. Is it okay if I ask?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, now when it comes to animals, actually we know that they can't do anything on their own they can't do any meritorious deed or anything like we do this, and we don't know what sort of life they will get in their next birth. Actually, their next birth is kind of uncertain. So for example, a cat or maybe a tiger or a lion or somebody, they usually depend on other animal flesh, they may kill animals and then eat them. So do they acquire bad merit? Do they acquire any sort of sin by committing those deeds, because they are animals and they don't know that they are committing a bad karma, yet still they acquire bad karma?
That's right. That's right. When they're human and they break the precept, they don't know that they're doing bad karma either. So they're paying the consequence of their ignorance.
Okay. Is there any way, for domestic animals like cats or dogs, is there any way that we could help them to get a better birth by not letting them kill animals, or is there any way that we could help them to?
That's right. You help them by feeding them so they don't have to go kill for their food. See?
Okay. And they're most likely to get a bad birth anyway, if a cat is for example, if it's a cat in this birth, is it more likely for the cat to be born as a cat or in animal realm again?
If the bad karma hasn't yet expired, he might have to reborn. Maybe as an animal that doesn't need to kill, like buffalo or elephant or deer. They are vegetarians and they can become vegetarian animals. And then eventually they will then be free from the bad karma.
Okay.
And then they can return as a human being again.
So it's better to be born as a vegetarian animal than a animal. Okay, yeah. That's yeah. And also this is something I have read actually, in psychology, brain they talk about the connection between brain and mind. Actually, they say that you have to have a healthy brain to have a healthy mind. Like, what's the Buddhist perspective, Tanajan? Like, what's the difference between brain and mind? Like, in Western, like in Western psychology, like brain is kind of the material thing, and mind is the emotional side of it. Like, how can we, in a Buddhist perspective, how would you define that brain-mind difference?
The brain is just part of the body. It's this physical part.
Okay.
It cannot have. It doesn't have the ability to think or to know anything.
Okay.
So the one that know and think is called the knowing element of the mind.
Okay. Yeah,
so the mind has two sides to it. It has the emotional side and the intellectual side to it.
Okay, and emotional side is also called heart. Last week you told me.
That's
Yeah.
right. Sometimes it's called
Okay,
heart,
yeah.
and the intellectual side is called the mind or the chitta.
Okay. Yeah, and also I have one more question, Thanajan. Like, some diseases are like genetic. Like, if our parents have that disease, we might get it. Like, maybe, but according to Buddhism, like most of the diseases and our present status is mostly due to our past karma. So, what like, can we say that we can, in a Buddhist perspective, like, can we say that we can get genetic diseases, like, because everything depends on our past karma?
Not everything. Our past karma is one of the factors, not the only factors. There are other factors that can also cause us to have a certain type of body. So maybe sometimes we could have good karma, but we just happen to be unlucky and get a body from a father, mother who has some genetic defects. So it's not only bad karma that determines what type of birth you will
So that
will have.
genetic
Yeah.
diseases are possible. Okay.
That's right. It could
Yeah.
be because just unfortunate for you to to get this body.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, and also, Thanajan, I think, not last week, maybe 2 weeks back, like, I asked a question. Actually, admin forwarded that question to you. Like, there I asked, like, when, like, for example, if a child is born, like, maybe with some kind of a disease, like maybe like our due to advancement of medicine, like he undergoes a surgery and he's fully recovered. I'm just giving an example. Like, in such a case, like, can we say that maybe he's born like that with that disease due to a bad karma? Like, maybe, but due to the advancement of science, due to this surgical advancement, he's cured. Like, how can we explain such sort of a scenario, like, in a Buddhist perspective? Like,
Well, according to Buddha, who said that the working of the law of karma is imponderable for us. So don't worry about it. Don't think about it.
okay, yeah, okay.
Because they're beyond our intellectual ability to be able to really understand the working of the law of karma. But just understand it generally that good karma brings good result and bad karma bring bad results. But there are some other factors that can affect this result also. That's all.
Okay. Okay, Thanajan. Okay, then that's all I have to ask, actually.
Okay.
Nice talking to you. Yeah.
Okay, good to see you. Come in again
Yeah,
whenever
same
you
here.
feel
Yes,
like.
sure, will do. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, Sulan, our last participant. Hi, Sulan.
Hello, Ajahn. Yeah, hope that you are well. Yeah, hope you recover soon.
Yes, I'm recovering from my cold. I'm almost well now.
Yes. Yes.
Anything I can do for you tonight?
Yeah. All right. This I wish that you are well. And then I don't have a particular question tonight.
Okay. Then I have to go to other people's question because we're almost running out of time, okay?
Thank you.
I think I go to Kunjuk now. Kunjuk, we have any questions?
Namaskaran ka. We have 8 questions this evening. The first 3 questions are from the assistant Gmail. The first question is from Amar from Australia. Question 1. Recently, I heard one of Long Ta's Western disciples teach that Long Ta never talked about jhana. Instead of focusing on jhana, one has to practice to become a sotapanna. I am a bit confused now. Can Ajahn please clarify this point?
Well, I'm sorry, I cannot comment on other people's teaching. So I think you have to ask that person yourself. What does he mean?
Question 2 is from Chandy from Toronto. I have been progressing with daily meditation sittings. It is very difficult to sit up and meditate when I have a fever and cold. The coughs keep disturbing the focus, and it is very hard to focus on breath when there is a respiratory illness. Can you please advise how to keep up the practice while being sick?
Well, you have to understand that the body doesn't meditate. See, the one who meditates is the mind. And the mind doesn't get sick with the body. So you can meditate anytime, regardless of the situation of the body. What you need in order to succeed in your meditation is mindfulness. So if you can recite mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, you can do this in any posture, standing, sitting, walking, or lying down. Or watch your breath, whichever method that you like to use. You can meditate anytime, anywhere, regardless of the situation of the body.
Question 3 is it okay to meditate lying down? I've been contemplating on the sickness aspect of aging, sickness, and death.
Well, contemplating is not the method of meditation to calm the mind. That's more for wisdom part, which if you can do that, you can also do it. The goal is to be able to let go of your attachment to your body and accept the truth of aging, sickness, and death, and try not to resist it. If you can accept it, then your mind can become peaceful and calm.
The next 5 questions are from Facebook. The first question is from Chi Chin Chuan. Dear Ajahn, how do we know if our meditation practice is on the correct way?
If your mind becomes calmer and calmer.
The next question is from Terry Shi. Dear Ajahn Suchart, can and would someone with gastritis be allowed to go forth? And is it fine for such individual to practice fasting while in seclusion?
It depends on your body situation. If your body can take fasting without having any adverse effect, and if it is suitable for your character, then you can do it. So you have to figure out first whether your body can take it or not, and whether your mind can also take it or not.
The next 2 questions are from Tanik. Does it matter if I repeat Bhutto or something else?
If it makes your mind calm, it doesn't matter which one you want to use. The goal is to stop thinking and still your mind.
The next question is how to be reborn as a monk in the next life.
Be a monk now. So when you're born as a human again, then you want to become a monk again.
The next question is from Go Winston. If you're heavily in debt to others and out of a sudden you die, does one need to pay back the debts in the next life?
I don't know, because it's the law of karma. So don't worry about it. Let the law of karma take its course when it happens.
And the last question is from Lee Tek Hua. Hi, Ajahn. In 2 months' time, the Chinese will be celebrating Chengbeng, whereby they will go to the temples to make food offerings to the deceased. Very often the food will be thrown away after the prayer session because it will be dirty by then. Some will also burn paper items to be offered to the deceased. Can you please advise if such practice is all right? Otherwise, can Ajahn please advise what's the best way to celebrate Chengbeng? Thank you.
Well, first of all, the dead cannot eat the food, right? So why offer the food to the dead? You should offer the food to the living, and just offer the dead with incense and candles and so forth. So separate the two from each other. You can maybe wrap the food, protect the food from getting dirty, and then when you finish with your worship, then you can then give food to the poor people. And this way you will do some dana or charity.
That is all, okay.
That's all the question. All right. I think that's about the time we have for today. Thank you very much for your companion. I hope this meeting can be beneficial to you and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please be safe, be mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Prajaan.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, everyone. Thank you, Amin. Good night, everyone.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Bye bye.
Don't